From Chicago's very own, this is WGN News at 9.
He's back. Michael Jordan comes home, and fans go wild as Chicago's very own plays his first game at the United Center. Good evening and welcome to this special post-game edition of WGN News. Michael comes home. I'm Steve Sanders.
And I'm Jackie Bang. We have complete post-game coverage.
Our WGN team is live at the United Center, at courtside, in the locker room, in the press room, and with fans out at Michael Jordan's restaurant.
Let's go first to WGN's Allison, Payne, and Dan Rohn, who had some very great seats for the game. Dan, Allison?
We're having a tough time hearing you guys out here, not for the big crowd that's still left in the building. In fact, they started to leave a little early tonight, unfortunately, Allison.
But you know what? The folks still had smiles on their faces because the man they came to see was here, and he performed.
That's true, and he did. And we've got some highlights to show you just exactly what Michael did come up with tonight. Unfortunately for him, it did not happen in a winning effort. I think MJ was about 6 for 23 from the floor. But he had some terrific baskets, especially early in the game when the Bulls stuck with the Magic.
Dan, you were saying, though, that you weren't necessarily expecting a win tonight.
Well, I knew it would be tough. And one thing Michael had not seen from this Orlando Magic club, as you see him hitting the long one here, is the fact that Penny Hardaway is playing now for Orlando and was not playing when Michael was in his final year the first time around, which is a big difference. And Penny showed what he had tonight. I think all the Orlando players are really pumped for this game.
What about Horace Grant?
Well, Horace played very well. He had a tough first half and then came on real strong in the second half. And, of course, there's a lot of emotion at play there, too, between he and Michael.
Yeah, and I was real surprised to hear the crowd boo him when he came out.
Get used to it. We don't take kindly to traitors around these parts.
We're going to hear a lot, though, from the fans who were very excited to be here. And we're also going to hear from Michael's mother, who's probably one of the happiest people in the United Center tonight. So a lot coming up.
All right, why don't we take a listen to the fan piece. Let's listen to your fans now.
Oh, absolutely. Totally excited, totally psyched to be here. Mike is back, and the fans who made him great are ecstatic.
I'm gonna die! I'm so excited, I don't know what to do! I love him, I just love him. He is wonderful.
This is great. This is absolutely terrific. Something I never thought would happen. It's happened. I'm happy.
Mike is back. Okay. And he's back with a vengeance. Right. That's Mike.
This is the night no one dreamed would come, and the people here are counting their blessings, all 45 of them, that they had a ticket tonight.
I got offered $3,000 each for my 2 seats here, but I figured that 10 years I won't remember what I spent the money on, but I will remember being here for Michael's return.
But what about the fans in those dreaded standing room only seats? Well, they don't like the view, but they sure are glad to be in the house.
I'm embarrassed to say we're standing room only 100 for a $15 ticket. But it's okay, I'm here.
But, you know, was it worth it?
Yeah.
What do you think of this view?
Oh, I think it's great. It's great.
Why?
Well, Mike's here. We're going to be like Mike.
And you don't have to see him.
Yeah, I can see him. He's right there.
I'd like to talk.
He's playing a great game.
It's like taking pictures of your TV at home. Taking pictures of the scoreboard.
You didn't get vertigo up there, did you?
Okay. No. But, you know, it's just, Michael Jordan is just such an emotional thing for people. I mean, it didn't matter. They just wanted to be a part of this, to say that they were at the game.
And I don't blame them one bit either. When he came out on the floor for the warm-ups and this place exploded.
Went wild.
We said, you know, that was one of the more spine-tingling moments in Chicago sports that we've experienced. It was great.
It was fabulous.
Well, we'll be back to the United Center with much more. Allison and I will. Right now, we want to send it back to the studio, and there they are. are Steve and Jackie. Go ahead, you guys.
Dan, thank you very much. We'll be checking back in with you later. You were out there for the first, what, half hour of the game. Pretty exciting stuff,
brief moment. Of course, all anyone really wanted to see was the introduction. Of course, they wanted to see the game as well, but the crowd was deafening when Michael Jordan came on. I don't know if you heard that on television because you could hear the announcer more, but it was deafening, and it was very strange to me to hear so many people boo Horace Grant. Yes.
I think he was out to prove a point because he had a pretty good night, though. He was ready to stuff it in our faces, though.
But it was nice to see electricity back at the United Center. Quite a difference.
Sure. Watching people watch the game can be almost as much fun as watching Michael Jordan.
His comeback drew plenty of celebrities at the United Center, along with plenty of media attention.
WGN's Rich King is part of the media throng at the United Center's locker room, while our Randy Salerno comes to us from the press room with a report on some of tonight's more famous fans. Randy?
You know, there are few things in this world that live up to their billing. Certainly a lot of hype created by Michael's return. We are in the newly created press conference room at the United Center, where we are expecting Michael to come down any time now. But like I said, few things live up to their hype these days. But tonight, at least early on anyway, Michael's return was all it was billed as, and a whole lot more. If you thought this Michael Jordan story was playing out like a Hollywood script, you're right. Warner Brothers is shooting a feature film with MJ co-starring with Bugs Bunny.
I love the Bulls. I love Michael Jordan. I had a sneaking suspicion that he might come back. I mean, he's such an extraordinary player. It's very, when you're so good at something, I think at some point it sort of takes over your body and you want to experience it again.
Fellow filmmaker / Knick fan Spike Lee in the house tonight. He filmed Mike's last baseball commercial a few months ago.
I'm not coming to this game as a celebrity. I'm coming as a basketball fan and a friend of Michael Jordan. And I'm just, I want to be a part of history. And this is a historic night tonight.
Michael seems as big in Hollywood as he is on the hardwood.
He creates such an air of mystery and excitement around him that when he walks into the room, the whole place elevates. I mean, there's just something about him. He's got a spirit and a soul that's just so rare in an athlete. So it's so exciting to be here.
Hollywood, though, has nothing on this live drama. Even fellow professional athletes appreciate this man who transcends the athletic arena.
It's the best thing. We've been waiting all week for this. It's great. The whole city's excited.
I think we're all glad that he's back. I think it's great for the game. It's just another guy that you can marvel at. He just picks up the whole complexion of whatever game he's playing in. So I think all the guys respect his talent and are glad to see him back.
So about 200 of my closest friends and I are standing back here waiting for Michael Jordan. Hear what he has to say tonight. Probably won't be in too good a mood, at least compared to how he was the other night in Boston when he did turn it on very nicely. Let's check in now with WGN's Rich King, who is standing by with some more. Rich?
Okay, Randy, outside the Bulls locker room here, Michael Jordan was not a happy man going in. A very sullen Michael Jordan, of course, after a loss. He was had trouble shooting. He was 4 of 15 in the first half, wound up, I think, 6 of 23. Not a good effort here in his first game at the new building, but the Bulls right now, some of them taking showers, some of them talking over the game. Phil Jackson has some comments. Later on, Michael will emerge along with Phil behind me. They'll go to a separate news conference, and I'll be in the locker room with some reaction. So we'll have much, much more, including Michael Jordan's comments, coming up a bit later on here down from the United Center. Back to you.
All right, Rich King, Randy Salerno. Thank you very much, guys. And of course, we'll break in as soon as Phil Jackson and Michael Jordan come up to the podium to speak at the press conference.
Should be happening in just a few minutes. Of course, the United Center can't fit in everyone who wants to see Michael Jordan play.
For many fans, the best place to watch the homecoming was Jordan's restaurant. That's where we joined WGN's Robert Jordan and Dina Bear. Hello, guys down there.
Ooh, look at them.
Jackie, you talked about the roar at the United Center. Well, I can tell you things shook up here. The floors were vibrating. Very loud crowd here, all dressed for the occasion, as you can see.
That's right. Well, you know, earlier this evening, the crowd was just exuberant as the Bulls were doing real well. But then as the Bulls started to go downhill just a bit, then the crowd began to get just a bit quieter. As you can see, they're still quite exuberant. It's kind of like almost like a hockey game here tonight as opposed to a basketball crowd. We've got a lot of people here, some interesting people. Hold on.
They were quiet just a bit ago after the end of the game, let me tell you.
We got one guy that came in here from all the way from where?
Melbourne, Australia.
And you came just for the game?
Yeah, I arrived this morning and I'm going home tomorrow morning.
Oh, good. So you came all the way in just for the game?
Definitely.
All right, good for you. So there are people, kind of an international crowd here tonight. And some have had just a bit too many beers. What about you, man?
Couldn't be happier Michael's back. That's all I got to say.
Very good Michael Jordan outfit on. This woman here claims to be the absolute best Michael Jordan fan. Now tell me why.
I painted my entire bedroom fire engine red. Everything in it is Michael Jordan. I bought a red and black car. My license plates say MJ is 1. He's my hero and we love him.
Love Michael! So even though the Bulls did not win the game tonight, still a pretty happy crowd here because there is a rumor going around that Michael may show up here later this evening.
Right. And you know, we've seen quite a few interesting T-shirts. This is one that I particularly like. I don't know if you can see this one. It says, of course, Michael Jordan is, and then on the back it shows his back. And that's one of the things that a lot of the people here have liked quite a bit, the fact that he is back. And I think it gives quite a unique spirit to the city. And, of course, there's a real exuberant crowd here in this restaurant tonight.
Absolutely, and we had a great time watching the game with them. We only wish the Bulls had won, but there's always tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah, there sure is. Well, I think that's just about it for here before the tug of war gets out of hand. But it's going to be wild as the fans hang around to see Michael.
Reporting live from Michael Jordan's restaurant, Gina Bear.
And Robert Jordan.
Thank you both. That crowd's getting kind of rowdy, aren't they?
I think they needed a few blocking pads.
Make sure I understand this. The crowd is sort of sullen and downcast, and then when the live camera came on, they all cheered up, and they're in a party mood now.
What
right?
a surprise.
Yeah, we've seen that before, haven't we?
Well, why did Michael decide to come back, and how long will he stay? Michael answers those questions next in a WGN exclusive interview with his heiress.
And then Delores Jordan, Michael's mom, tells our own Allison Payne how she found out her son was returning to the game. You're never going to believe this. It's all next, and a bit later.
Hi, I'm Gary Meyer. Michael Jordan, of course, is playing basketball again. But what if he had said no a week ago? How would we be feeling right about now? I have an idea, and I'll let you know in a few minutes on WGN News.
It may be hot inside the United Center, but outside, Mother Nature's not scoring any points with us. Tom Skilling, what do you say?
I say you're right, Jackie. It's very cold tonight, and a big spring storm will visit us the second half of the weekend. Maybe some wintry weather next week. We have some changing weather, and we have full details coming up on WGN News.
We're getting late word tonight that Phil Jackson out of the United Center is just coming out to talk to the media. Let's go live there now to find out what the coach has to say.
And you could see he was just a little bit light on that wind area towards the end of the game. His legs were giving up on him. He did a great job. We had a great effort by BJ and Scottie Pippen. I thought our boards obviously failed us tonight, and we're going to have to work on that area of our game.
What happened with Larry Fitzgerald?
On the call, it was a ball going over the backboard that didn't go over the backboard, and a change of possessions. Larry made a comment to the referee, and they got in a little bit of a discussion, and Larry ended up being on the back end of that one. Unfortunately, it was at a critical time, and we didn't need to lose 2 points.
Phil, Michael said you didn't have to win the game to get in their heads. Do you think you did?
I don't know. You know, personally, I think that, you know, it was a game for us to kind of get our rhythm and sync together, and we had some moments where we played well and others I wasn't pleased with. I thought offensively, you know, we just didn't stay with what we try to do consistently. A lot of guys deferred to Michael, even put him in situations where he had to take shots that I didn't really appreciate or, you know, I really wasn't looking for. But, you know, those are situations where guys that haven't played with him are going to have to learn how to operate with him out on the floor. We shot the ball very well the first half. The fact that we only had 4 free throws, I think, was the indication that was a big difference in that first half. They shot 19 and outscored us considerably from the line. The second half was basically a rebound exhibition by them, and they did a wonderful job on the boards.
You think Michael just needed to get this?
I couldn't hear that. Well, I wanted him to have an opportunity to really play this game, and you know, people came to see him, and it was an opportunity. But yes, he's He's tired, and it's going to affect him tomorrow, and it's going to affect everybody tomorrow a little bit. There's a lot of energy that's dispersed out there that wasn't necessary, or we'll have a tough game for ourselves tomorrow night. We'll see how we respond to that.
Did Michael just need to get this first home game out of the way? Do you think?
Yes, that's really part of it. It's a big part of it, and he showed some flashes out there, but he knows also as well as we do that he's still a couple weeks away from being at the form we want him to be at.
Did he get back too early?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, touches off, he should have waited another week or so.
Oh, no. We want him back out there. We need to play with him. He needs to play with us, and that'll help us in the long run.
Michael kind of played with the second game before. Feeling him playing with him a little bit better, or still a little bit time away?
Well, that's the real important aspect, I think, of our game, and which is going to improve with the depth and balance that we'll have with this basketball club. Obviously, Michael playing in the second unit, second quarter with Kerr and Pete, Wennington, Corey Blunt, etc. And those are the guys that really have not played with him and really need to find the rhythm and the style and know how to play with him in certain situations.
What have you seen from watching Michael that you think he has to work on most now to improve his game?
Well, obviously there's a lot of things that, it's just a matter of sync, getting in timing, understanding, directions of teams. Tonight they came out, they moved the ball quickly, and Anderson hit a couple three-pointers almost immediately on him. And, he got caught, helping in rotations. Those little things are just a matter of timing that he'll learn, and, in a matter of a week or so, I think all those defensive things will come back. The offensive end of it, I think it's all, just instincts, and it'll come back as he plays, as he sees various defenses in front of him and various players that come at him. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Even if you restate that question, I don't know what a signature player is in the NBA. The NBA is made of teams, and literally you have to have teams to play with. I think as far as a draw, there are a lot of players that are draws, and Shaquille certainly one, and Michael certainly is a big draw as a performer. And Luke played very well. He played, Shaquille was 10 for 21, and he did a fine job on him out there tonight. Okay.
So a tough homecoming for Michael tonight. I was looking over his statistics here. He played 44 minutes, more than anyone else in the building this evening. He shot 7 for 23. He had 21 points, but I'm sure that's not the percentage he would like to have. A game somewhat reminiscent of Indianapolis the other day. He did have 8 assists, though, and 5 steals. Horace actually coming back with a nice return to the stadium. He had 13 rebounds, 19 points for Horace Grant, sort of saying hello to Michael himself in a certain way, I suppose. Rich?
Okay, we're in the locker room here. Randy, Steve Kerr has joined us right now. Talk about Michael Jordan tonight's effort against the Magic.
That's a great rebounding team. Horace Grant, it does a great job, and Shaq is so big and strong. I mean, we're going to have trouble against that team as far as rebounding and getting after the ball, because they're just big and strong.
Steve, any butterflies early about when Michael out there in the big crowd and everything?
Not really. I mean, it was exciting, and everybody was fired up, but I didn't think there were butterflies. I think that there probably were some in Indianapolis last week, but not tonight. It was just more exciting.
Did they approach Jordan any differently than has been in the past? More double teaming or less double teaming or anything like that?
I don't know. This is my 3rd game playing with Michael. I've never played against the Magic, with him, and it didn't seem like they did much different to me.
Steve, it seemed like the double threat really hurt you guys. They'd spread out the offense, and then once they dumped it down low, then they'd put it back outside for the outside shot. That seemed to hurt you guys.
Well, you have to double team Shaq. He's just too big and strong underneath, and when you double team, you're going to have to give up something. The idea is to rotate your defense and try to cause them to make a bad pass, but if they make the right decisions, then they're going to have a good three-point shooter getting a good shot, so they're tough to cover.
Steve, the rebounding edge was 53-35 for them. I know it's tough to overcome. How do you attack that if you see them again in the playoffs?
Well, I mean, there's not much you can do. You try to box out and you try to get a body on somebody. When you double team Shaq, you also kind of take yourself out of